Hello, hello. It has been quite a hot minute since I have made a Star Citizen video, so I've been trying to put this video together for about 3 to 4 months. I believe the last major release when I started trying to do all of this was 3.23 back in June, maybe early May. It's now September 2nd. Why has it taken me so long? Well, I jumped in at first after many months off from the game. The last time I seriously played was, I believe, 3.09 when the Carrack became functional. I played a couple of versions then to enjoy being in my fancy big ship that was finally in the game. There was still a lot of broken things, so I ultimately didn't really do much and left it there. Prior to that, I did a lot of mining. Mining got progressively worse, and in that version with my Carrack, it was essentially broken. The MISC Freelancer was completely broken, where the engines would typically not even be on the ship when you load it in, so I just gave up for a while. Now, I have done that a lot. I'll jump in once in a while to look at things when they added new planets and things. I did load up to have a look around. When they first added Origin here, I loaded in, took a look. Performance was atrocious, so I promptly logged out. Now, I'm currently getting about 25 to 30 FPS. Not great, considering this is the same hardware I've had before, but I know they're adding things in the back end and things change, so my 5820K and 1080 Ti are very long in the tooth, so things don't work quite as well as they used to. When I loaded up this version, well, 3.23, a quarter ago, I wanted to really give it a serious review. It was supposed to be a pretty major release. There was lots of neat things that were supposed to be implemented and more stable. And so I loaded up, set up my character, got everything ready to go, and it was not really playable. I got in a junk little ship that I have, an Aurora, took off to what used to be Port Olazar up in orbit, landed, walked around, and turned around to come back down here and promptly got a game crash. It also took me a while to get to my ship because some of the labels around the city aren't exactly the best, so it can be a bit confusing to figure out, is that the spaceport or is that the spaceport? That says spaceport, but that is spaceport. There's a circular building. There's a circular building. So while some areas are very distinctive, there's other areas that really aren't, so it gets a little confusing. I think that flashing light is meant to be like a tower, so the in and outbound areas for where all the ships are coming and going. It's just some of the labeling. The little trams are neat, but they fly like they're on a spline track instead of an actual spaceship, so it's a little funky. I just had a lot of issues with it. It wasn't very stable. I crashed out. Then I went to make the video, and I ended up... it took me a little bit of time. Oh, I gotta scroll down, sorry. There we go, lobby. It took me about a week to get my thoughts in order about what I wanted to say, how I wanted to say it. And in that time, the first patch came out, which promptly reset all of my character, everything, so I had to go back through the character creation, and I just didn't have time to go through all of that again. Every update, they say, oh, we're not doing a reset, and every update, I have to make a new character, which is getting very frustrating. I don't mind it, but again, you say that we don't have to do these things, and every time I log in, we have to do these things, so... Now, I thought Microtech was an awesome ice planet. It was very pretty, I loved the aesthetic, but for me, the home in Star Citizen is always going to be right here at Origin, mostly because of the orbiting station up there for Port Olazar and what used to be up there with the original missions. I forget her name back in version 2, but that's kind of why this area is super special for me, because it really showed what was capable in this game. The first time I spawned a ship and walked from an inside building to an outside building, climbed in a spaceship, and just flew was insane. The magic of that moment was incredible, and it still doesn't really go away in the fact that I was just upstairs. Yeah, I took a lift from an instance down to another instance, and now I'm out here. And I'll go get in a ship and all that stuff. The way they've sectioned it off is very well done, but still the fact that I, as a player, can essentially seamlessly walk from one area to another, hop in a ship, and then take off going somewhere else. Now, in the decade plus that I've been playing this game now, God, I feel old. A lot of little things have improved, a lot of back-end things have improved, but ultimately the game still really doesn't play all that well. It's still a bit of a pain to navigate everywhere you're trying to go. You kind of learn where some things are, where the platforms like this are. They do have some signages, like the showroom for big spaceships and stuff, but yeah, I know, I want to get up here. They added this nice little map in the top left to help navigate around the buildings you're in, which is helpful. I'm sure there's some controls to get in and see it, but they're not fully there. You notice my character's not super tall, and I still just about whack my head walking into the tram. You saw how stuttery aspects of that were, so there's still a lot of things that need to be fixed. In version 3.23 point whatever, the second update, every update they released, for me the game just got more and more unstable. I tried again to make this video 3 other times, and I just kept crashing out of the game. So regardless of what happens here, this is the video we're going to get and post. So you can see the plane, well, shuttle, kind of starts tipping to the left and the right depending on how you're flying, and I think I'm going the wrong way. That's all right. I should be going the other way. But it doesn't, when you see it doing some close maneuvers, it kind of angles incorrectly, which doesn't match what a thruster would have the ship doing. Let's see, where are we? Spaceport. Okay, that sounds like a spaceport. This is not a spaceport at all, which is really confusing because this is where like they're building spaceships, and you can see the industry's platform up there, and they don't build spaceships, and you can't get a spaceship here, so that's very annoying.
For passengers, the shuttle is preparing to depart.
They've got a lot of cool things here. It's good to look at, lots of volumetrics. It is nighttime here. Every other time I was here it was daytime, so I can't really show you the planet. Just a gas giant. I don't mind the different floating platforms in the shuttles. I thought it was kind of cool. Just navigating from my bed to here, you can see how long it's taken. We're at almost 8, we're just past 8.5 minutes and I'm stuck. Open. 8.5 minutes and I'm still not even at a ship yet. This is where it kind of gets a little negative for me because it's just time consuming. So what I loved about Olazar and even Microtech to a degree is it didn't take you very long to get to your ship. Hurston, Area 18, I never spawned at those places, but if I recall, they had similar issues to this one. Go to the spaceport. Labeling on some of these things could be better. I don't like wasting a whole bunch of time trying to navigate for certain functions. I would like an option to actually stay kind of where my ship is, or to spawn in a little easier. It's just me personally. I don't have the time anymore when I jump in to fiddle around with all of this. Like, what am I walking through other than a snake of hallways? I mean, what's the point of these hallways? I'm not really sure what the whole purpose of all this is. It's neat, it's beautiful, it's fun to explore and look around, and I do enjoy that. Coming around and looking at the artwork and stuff, it's just, I don't understand what the point of all this is. Why couldn't these things have been laid out in a little more easier to navigate fashion instead of 20 minutes of walking just to get here? So it's been almost 2 minutes since I got off the shuttle, and I just now got here to call a ship. Alright, so all my ships, let's see if any have gone missing. I've got my Arrow, my Pisces, my Carrack, Super Hornet, Freelancer, Prospector, 315. I have a second 315 for some reason. Don't know why. My 85X, my Aurora LN, and the Aurora MR. Some of these I got free. I do have the Dragonfly And then the Ursa rover, but this is a space spawn pad, so I can't select those. I believe, finally, from within your... Let me get out of there. No! Cancel.
Please visit us again.
From within your Moby Glass, you can somewhere... They've added so much to this that it gets a little convoluted and difficult, but I believe I can go to the Carrack, which is locked because it's not near me. You can actually pull up your ship and equip sub-ships in it, or snub ships, drop ships, rovers, all that stuff. You can actually now start putting that within it, which is great. How functional that is, I don't know yet, because I'm too scared to really spawn my big stuff. I've seen a lot of stories and issues on various forums, as well as the official ones, where ships get broken, then you can't get them back, they get lost, and it's like, I don't want to risk any of that, so I'm only spawning in this tiny little ship that I don't care about at all. I don't think it's here yet.
Welcome to the ASOP.
There we go, now I can retrieve it.
Vehicle selected. Stand by.
Okay, give me my pad.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
Okay, so hangars are finally in,
Please visit us.
which seems pointless, but hey, whatever. I don't know why you couldn't just send me to landing pad 5, 6, 7, or 8. But I guess we'll spend some time and take a look around my hangar. I did call the elevator, didn't I? Is it broken? Might be broken. Let's try calling another elevator. No elevators. Javelin Tour. Is every elevator in Javelin Tour? Okay, that one's on its way. Nope, now it's back at Javelin Tour. Hey, we got an elevator. Get back here. Thank you. So, now we, I guess, come down and find my hangar. They still have the docking ports. That's interesting. I don't know why they customized it in that way, but it is what it is. Be interesting to see my hangar. Haven't seen this since very early in 2.2. Oh, I guess we just sailed past my hangar. Okay, so I guess I have a large hangar to accommodate my Carrack. I've never actually been in this version of the hangar since late 2.2. Fleet Manager. Oh, that's interesting.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
So I guess I could have technically come down here to get my ship. That's nice. And I guess
Visit us again.
because this is my personal one, I don't have to worry about sticking my ship back in. I remember that problem prior where I would constantly lose my ships because I landed, was trying to do something, and it stuffed my ship into storage while I was in it, or any number of reasons. That's very annoying. Exit. So these are the elevators. Okay, interesting. I don't know why I need 4 hangars, but hey, cool. Storage. What do I have in storage? Okay, this is just my inventory. Guess it kept my armor. Wow, this is really sensitive. I have a funky, neat new helmet. I've got my... I did save some of my armor pieces. I've got a bunch of stuff in here. I don't know what it is. Year of the Horse envelope. Item port helpers. Okay, that's nice. I guess I can equip some stuff. I'm wearing the Odyssey 2 undersuit. So how do I get to my actual inventory? See, this is what I'm talking about. A version or two ago, this would actually load my inventory so that I could equip things, but I guess I have to take it out of storage to then equip it on myself so that I can then change it out. Like, I don't know. Do I have to carry my fancy helmets or my upgraded armor? This is why I'm wary of doing anything right now, just because it's such a mess of what does what. I've got a nice backpack. So I guess this is my beacon undersuit. I should have read that. Whatever. Alright, so I like that you have the option to get to that down here before I get on too many tangents. My ship's still here. This is a ridiculous hangar. Okay, freight elevator. I like that. can bring my freight in and dump it there. That's cool. What is this? Airlock. So this must be for me to connect to my larger ships if I have one docked. At the moment, my Carrack can land in here, though it's a tight squeeze, so I don't need to worry about that. Awesome big freight elevator. I like that. Not sure why there's a med kit in here if you can actually use it, but that'd be nice if you drop something on your foot. I know there's a med area over there. What do we have here? Hangars, air view. I guess this is all managing freight. Cool. Okay, I like this. This is on the elevator. This is in my warehouse, so I can bring freight in and out. There needs to be some sort of filter, so I can filter between the shift or anything. I just sent my stuff off to the warehouse. Okay, that's neat. Can't tell if it actually went anywhere. Oh, guess we'll go up. I like that. That's pretty cool. Aero view hangars. I have no idea what this space is for. Equipping suits, filters. No clue what that is. Not very helpful. In the other hangars, there used to be upper observation decks, which was neat. You could go up and take a look at your ships. Is this another airlock to get outside to ships? Yes, but I guess because I have no ship docked, I can't do anything. I don't see any controls to cycle the airlock either. Power cores, I guess that's future gameplay. Medical stuff, I like that. I guess this you can wheel people in and out of medical areas, but I would hope you could heal them. Alright, we've got another airlock, pointless, another waiting area for something, another freight elevator, which seems dumb. I think they could do something else with that, like put spare parts and stuff. Maybe that's what those two areas are for, the aero view stuff. Otherwise, the rest of it seems kind of pointless. And then I got this itty bitty little ship in here. Let's open the door. Now, I had issues before with this where they took away some options. So in older versions, you could actually like click on the ladder and enter your ship. I could click that and my character would animate to walk into the ship. This was handy because, as you can tell, my character is a little dumb and struggles to hit the ladder properly. Close my airlock. Maybe? There we go. Got a bed. So that was annoying. I don't like how you have to walk in and out on your own. Makes me a little nervous for larger ships, but we'll see how it goes. I'm having some issues with inner thought here. It doesn't seem to want to register what I'm doing. I clicked on the chair. Maybe they've made it where you have to be a lot more accurate because there's so many more things that you need to click on. Other nice things that used to be in here was from this menu. You had buttons that would illuminate and tell you something. So I've got ship startup right now where it says Alt-R to auto power on. I can go into inner thought and you see I do get some buttons. I can go flight ready, I can turn the engines on, or I can open the door. I like that, but it would be nice because in some airplanes when you're in the cockpit, there are certain default buttons that have power. So like when you're connected to the airport, the external power light is illuminated in the cockpit, or you have a flashlight in a smaller plane when it's dark and you can't see, and you can see what it is. I don't know if the battery lights and master switches do that, but it would be nice if these buttons were automatically illuminated a little bit because I just climbed in the ship. So I'm going to turn my engine on, but because that doesn't actually power the ship, there's nothing I can do. I can only hit flight ready, which powers everything on and makes it ready for flight, but that's not necessarily what I want. There used to be an actual power button. You still had flight ready. See, now it's power off, but I could turn on just the ship's power but keep my engines off. In the past, the gameplay wasn't there, but this was kind of for the purpose of lowering your energy signature in scanner, so ships that were scanning for you and things couldn't find you. In flight, you could do that as well and just coast based on your momentum if you disengaged from your thruster system. I miss the old flight models from version 2.5 so much because the bound and unbound flying was so good, and at this point I've forgotten so many of the controls, so this is going to be kind of a rough flight, but all these things, shunting power around to the different areas, all of that had a purpose in the past, and now it really doesn't, and you can't do as much. Let me zoom in and see if I can get oars and landing surfaces. And we'll talk about my biggest gripe. Okay, so there's my hangar door opening into the night. What used to happen at this point was when you were on the pad, one of your screens would show your landing mode. You could cycle which one showed what. So, like here it shows me I'm in VTOL, I can be in coupled, decoupled, I don't remember the exact button for that. But there was a lot of information on these screens, and I could change which screen would show me what. And while I still can, to a degree, cycle panels, there used to be an actual landing mode that I could go into by default. That gives me some of my power stuff, but like I can't even read some of that text, it's so blinding. But it would tell you it would give you an overview map of the pad. I'll see if I can find one of my old videos and show this right now. It would give you a view of the pad, and it would tell you, it would draw a line from your ship to the center of the pad so you could line up and land your ship, and it was great. I don't know why that was gone, and as long as you were in landing mode, that's what you could see specifically, so it really worked nicely, and you could navigate yourself up and down from a pad perfectly. You didn't need auto landing, and I enjoyed that. It was a lot of fun. Now you can't really do any of that. You're kind of stuck, and I just okay, so the transition from inside to outside was excruciatingly rough this time. I'm at 3 FPS. My hangar door magically closed on its own for some reason, and I am struggling at the moment. Let me see if I can get some altitude and gain some FPS back. We're up to 12 now that I'm in space. Let's retract my gear. I unfortunately cannot remember the hotkeys for the view, which are broken. I know they have this key bindings map here, and F4 does something for advanced camera motion, but I have no idea how to get to it anymore. We're just gonna leave it at that. I'm outside now. All right, so we are now outside. We can throttle up a little bit and try to fly. I don't know exactly what we're gonna see. I'm not really flying very fast. Oh, that's right, I have to hold it. I need to remember how to go in and out of coupled mode. Okay, there's coupled mode off. So within reason, outside of coupled mode in the past, it used to allow you to fly without having to do anything. So when you let off the throttle, you would continue to go, which is proper Newtonian physics. Only if you went back into coupled mode, which would engage your thrusters to slow you down, or if you hit the air brakes, would your thrusters engage to stop you. So I don't want to have that happen, but my throttle won't keep me there in the position I want. So they've probably changed something where it does that still, but let's pivot down now that we're airborne and have a look at where we are. Okay, so there's my large hangar down below me there. No, wait, this one down there. You can see all the other hangars, plus kind of the central spaceport down there, which is the tower that I called out. These are all the other pads. Over there, I think, is the kind of turn around spawn area. I think I was looking at, there we go. So over there is the original land spawn area where I came in. Those are the other station where you can look at the industrial facility. The rest of this is just like gas farms picking stuff up. I do like the addition of the much better lighting on the aircraft now to where you can see port and starboard, which is cool. I enjoy that. I should be burning through a ton of thruster right now, holding myself up here in orbit. Now, is B still going to power on my, there we go. So I guess this is what they call it, Seraphim Station, which is what used to be Port Olazar. I'm waiting for my stuff to power up. I can't actually throttle in atmosphere, so I'm going to bolt away. I am a long way away. I could choose to fly there directly. Camera shake is crazy in atmosphere. I can't see what boost is. Oh, I guess boost is going down. It needs to charge up. I'm still stuck in the atmosphere, so I can't really do anything. There we go. Now I can quantum jump. Oops. Re-engage. Recharge. Burn through some quantum fuel, and you can go up to the station. So every time I tried this portion of the video in the past, I would crash. So I'm actually not going to do that this time. I am going to land. Why is my view no longer steering my ship? Okay, don't know what happened. I got stuck in inner thought. Okay, let's turn around now, and we're going to fly back down and see if we can land this sucker. Now, the other issue with this was when you would approach a station in a system, I talked about on takeoff how it would show you a landing view once your gear came down, which was perfect. It was an easy way that said, go that way to find your landing port. And it would also tell you the elevation above the landing pad, which was great when you're landing out in the desert or in a dust storm or a snowstorm in the dark, which I had done, which is really difficult when you can't see. But since they made it so you could see, it was very great with that landing system. So we are now close enough for me to contact them. And I'm going to call Origin Landing Services. Okay.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Okay, so now I've got this landing, and you can see the little thing up there saying, go that way. Now, it used to pull up a much more visible thing that would help me land. This isn't too bad right now, but in the dark, you can see the sun's coming up over there, which is awesome to see. It's gorgeous. In the big dark, you can't necessarily see all of the facilities, so right now it doesn't tell me how far away I am from my hangar. It used to give me a distance countdown, so I don't know why they took some of that stuff out. I should know, based on my systems, my sensors, and the fact that I asked for landing clearance, that I'm this far away from my hangar. And now I think I'm getting... Yeah, I'm getting really close, so I need to be very careful here. I could switch to landing mode, but I'm not going to at the moment. I'm going to just manage to slow down. Okay, I think I just put my gear down. Can't tell at all. Okay, there goes my gear. There you go. You can see the struts are down now. For some reason I'm at this weird angle, but that's my camera issue. Now the problem is it's really hard to tell where your placement is in this third person over the shoulder type view, and from here it's even more difficult. Now, while I can go into inner thought and in this ship look down between my legs, which is part of the benefit of that, including how my camera, webcam, is supposed to map to my head, so it could, as I turn my head, I could actually look down and see down, which never worked. Maybe in this version it will. Uh-oh, is my door closing? Yep, we need to get in. Go quickly. Okay, we switched to the inside atmosphere, and you can see my ship kind of got funky for a moment. But it worked, but I have no real indication of where I'm at again, so I'm just kind of stuck. So it's really frustrating that some of those very basic functions were removed. Used to be able to click off the ship. How do I get out of the chair? J used to do it. Jettison cargo. No, I don't really want to do that. How the heck? Oh, why? I'm dumb. It's on the screen in the bottom right. Thank you. Alright, so the game has so much potential. I hope to make more videos because I bought Star Citizen as a massive space nerd. I loved some of the other games that Chris Roberts did. I know of his development issues in that he's not the best project manager. He's a great visionary, has a lot of awesome ideas. It doesn't look like needing to drink water and all that is quite as big of an issue in this version, because honestly that was annoying. I don't mind like having to drink some water to gain a temporary status stamina boost or something like that, but to be required to play the game to drink water, I don't want that. They did that in Grand Theft Auto not Vice City, oh my gosh, San Andreas. I hated that function. I cheated. I don't want to do that. I want to play this game to go exploring and be space chick out in the stars, finding planets, doing fun things. The game's made a lot of progress. It seems to be a bit more stable this time. I only had that real issue when I exited and went out into space. So hopefully that's not quite the same problem that I had last time. But anyway, this is a quick jump in. When I play next, if the game is stable, then I will skip some of the just wandering around boring stuff so you can see more of the actual gameplay. If things are functional, I'll pull out some of my other ships. This is kind of the mercenary ship. I have an LN which has more weaponry on it, but honestly I'd like to pull out my 315, relearn some of the keys, and actually fly again and get out some of my fun ships to go off and do stuff. But the game has been so broken for me that it's just not worth it, and I don't know. We'll see, but I'd like to make more content. I hope it's better and that they can continue bringing in better things for us to do in the game, because I know Pyro and some of the other planets are under development, and I know they've made a lot of good progress on a lot of things, so I really hope to be able to go out and do stuff. Alright, well, thank you guys for watching, and hopefully we'll see you in some more Star Citizen.